Hello there, I'm Sarah, and tonight I'm reading you one of my own flash fiction. This piece was published with Soft Star in 2022. The Pictographer. He painted a portrait once of the pair of you together. You were sitting there, at ease, and it depicted the time you were together before it all fell apart. This is what we wanted, you'd reminded yourself, and let the tiny bit of smugness shine through. And he took the painting when he left. So you spent 5 years forgetting the sound of his voice and remembering the grey of his eyes flecked with gold, or was it green? And one morning there's a package on the doorstep, thin, tall, flat, and there's scribbled warnings all over, open carefully. No courier asks you to sign for it, there's no tracking on it even, except he's not been in the same city as you for 7 months and 3 years, so how's it here now? If ever this is lost, it means I'm gone, he told you once. You laughed it off, kissed the nape of his neck. Gone where, love? He said nothing then, scraping a butter knife over the toast. The sound had had you bristling, antsy to cover your ears, but you'd refrained, putting on the radio instead to cover the noise. As he had left for the day, you'd called out, "If what is lost?" And so you hang the painting up now, taking pride of place in the room you use once a week. And he looks at you while you work. Your younger self looks at you and she is bemused. From the tilt of her eyebrows you can hear yourself asking, "Why are you doing that? Don't we hate the job I chose?" Sometimes you take a break from working and look at the painting. Brush strokes are so fine they disappear sometimes, and other times they're so vivid you can scrape your nail along the grooves. Which is it, really? You cast your mind back 6 years prior and watch the paint going on the canvas, etched in places with a palette knife, but you don't remember the brushes. You air the office out, window flung wide, and the next morning as you pass the room, there's a smell in the air that catches your breath in your throat. His cologne, the one you bought for him in a rush for his birthday one year. He said he loved it at first, and eventually you both grew to love it, so he never used anything else. The mind is such a brittle thing, he said later. Today is a work from home day, so you go into your office and his painted self's eyes are bluer than grey. Is that right? They were blue, weren't they? The dress your other self wears is green now, when it was yellow before. You never had a green dress, if you remember rightly, but it's cold in here, probably because the window was open all night, and you go to retrieve a jumper. There's no calls for a while yet, it's fine if you're a bit scruffy. Hanging on the door of the wardrobe, you broke that habit years ago, is a dress, deep green, short-sleeved, just like your younger self wears. The breast of the dress is pinned through with a cufflink, one of the engraved ones you bought for what was supposed to be your 5-year anniversary. The other is on the ground, you discover when you step on it. Passing through the halls back to your office, you press the coffee maker awake. Let the morning breeze carry the coffee smell through. It takes the sting out of the cologne, just a little. There's a scraping sound, a knife on burnt bread, and you freeze, call out, "Hello? Is anyone there?" And you take your fresh coffee with you as your best weapon. The kitchen is empty, but you knew that already. As you turn to exit, you trip over the gleaming wingtips he always wore, spill your coffee down your front, feel the pressure of hands upon yours as you steady yourself. There is no one there, of course, but there never is, not these days. The painting was lost, but now it's found, and there's still no one there. Your home is thousands of miles away from the one that a pair of you once shared, so of course it carries no trace that he was ever here. Except that you didn't see the spare coffee cup draining in the kitchen sink, or the fresh gouge in the butter that you opened last night and didn't use. The mind is such a brittle thing after all.